For this video, we're going to put the two previous videos together. When it says take out a greatest common factor first, we do that because it makes the problem a lot easier to solve. And then from there, you factor what's left over once you take out the greatest common factor. All right, looking at the first problem, hopefully you notice that every single term can be divided by -2. Because of that, -2 is our greatest common factor. We take it out, we put it in the front, and then we write what's left over. Well, -2 times what will get us back to -2x squared? That would be an x squared. -2 times what would get us back to -16x? That would be an 8x. And then -2 times what would get us to -32, and that would be +16. Okay, so this would be step 1. And if you look at number 2, factor what is left over. Left over is this stuff. So then from there, we factor. Once again, you can use the shortcut that from the previous video because it's already in that form. You can use the box, you can use the slide method, you can use the parentheses. I'm going to use the shortcut. All right, is the first term a perfect square? Yes, it is, because you can take the square root of it. Is the last term a perfect square? 16 is a perfect square. You can take the square root of it. Is the middle term 2 times the square root of the first one times the square root of the last one? And that is 8x. So that means we can use our shortcut. All right, so let's make 2 parentheses like we did in the front. Take the square root of the first, which is x and x. Take a square root of the last term, which is 16. There's your 4 and 4. The middle term is plus, so we're going to have our plus plus. Now remember, that makes your 4x. This makes your 4x, which makes your 8x. All right, some things that people usually forget. You cannot lose that -2, your greatest common factor. So put that in the very front. Now, look at your 2 parentheses. They're exactly the same. So we would write it as -2 x plus 4 quantity squared. And that is your final answer. All right, let's try again another one. First of all, take out your common factor. Well, 4 can actually multiply to 64 also. So we're going to take the 4 out, which is then left over with y squared minus 16. This is from the video of the difference of 2 squares. We are subtracting 2 things that are perfect squares. All right, so what do? 2 parentheses again. Hopefully you guys remember from that one, you need a plus and you need a minus. Take the square root of the first term, which is y. Take the square root of the last term, which is 4. If it helps you also, you might want to just put a 0y there. That might be helpful for you to remember. Where's the 0 going to come up from this? +4, -4. That makes your 0. Once again, don't forget your common factor in the very front because you still, if you were to ever multiply this back, it needs to come back to the original problem. Okay, now can we write those 2 together? No, you cannot. So I'm just going to rewrite it one more time just so you guys can see. Oh, if I had it on the right option. All right, just so you can see. 4, y plus 4, y minus 4, and that is your final answer. All right, that's putting the 2 previous videos together. Have fun trying some of these problems.